To be very honest, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make a video this weekend. I started backsliding into my little bit of lazy mode this weekend, and it's a work night tomorrow, or work day, whatever. And I was about to be like, hey, I'm about to go to bed in like an hour or two. I don't have time to make a video. But nah, I'm gonna make a video anyway. So anyway, guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got kind of a status slash update slash monologue video for y'all today, and I wanted to talk about what I've been getting into the past few weeks and my feelings on this YouTube journey. For this video, I'm gonna be trying with a more scripted format to see if that helps with me speaking more clearly. Sometimes I'll go off the cuff, and then I start pausing and trying to think about what to say. So if I write more of what I want to say ahead of time, then I figure that'll help out with that sort of thing. Like right now, I'm kind of just rambling. But anyway, I'm gonna cut that out right now. So right now I'm still getting used to making videos. I've been sticking to about one video a week. I would say I still have a bit of resistance, like instead of just sitting down and hitting the record button. It's been a little bit hard, but I've been getting some really kind comments lately, which is very encouraging. So I would like to thank you guys for listening and for commenting. And for anyone out there who's thinking of doing the same thing, like starting a YouTube channel or your art journey or whatever you want to get into, I want to tell you that these beginning steps aren't easy. But what I'm doing is I'm paying very close attention to my emotional state. I'm asking myself, am I starting to lose steam? Am I starting to look for excuses not to make something? Am I actually tired, or am I just being avoidant of work? So for the first few weeks of making a project, I usually start very strong. But when I hit week like 5, week 6, week 7, that's when my excitement starts to run dry. And that's about when I abandon ship, in all honesty. But this time, I'm building systems that will carry me through these rough patches so that no matter what, I'm still gonna make something, even if it's crap. I'm not gonna give myself those easy outs, which is why I'm making this video. Even though it's a bit later on a Sunday, I'm still gonna make it, even if it's crap. One thing I'm doing to help combat my tendency to drop projects is that I want to keep making these videos as simple as possible. I don't have a lot of free time throughout the week. Really, my weekend is the only time that I have to dedicate to both making YouTube videos and do my art projects. And I'll use that. I'll use like, oh, well, I have to do this and I'll have to do that. And I skip out on my work. It's even more difficult now because my work hours have increased. We're going to be doing more overtime this Q4. But I am working on making a setup to where all I have to do is just drag and drop my audio. My effects are already made. I'm using pre-made transitions. Anything I can do to make creating videos easier. But honestly, I am still battling with myself on sticking to a schedule, not going into lazy mode during the weekends. That's like one of the hardest things. And another thing, the past week or two, I haven't been as focused on taking my walks or doing my exercise. I want to make sure I want to get at least 5 walks a week or 5 bits of exercise a week, but I haven't quite hit those goals. So for this next week, I'm going to make sure I get my exercise in. But one thing I'll tell you I have been sticking to is my drawing habit building and using my habit tracker. So far, I have had drawn something for at least 15 minutes for the past 4 weeks without breaking my streak. Now, of course, Tuesdays I don't schedule drawing time because that's when I'm usually playing tabletop games with my friends, and I don't get home until basically about bedtime. But if I don't have game night, I can still, get home, sit down and draw for a bit. And getting into sitting down and drawing these past few weeks has been a bit easier to stick to because I have had some commission work to work on. And I'm currently working on a comic project for one customer and an illustration for another. And that's made me realize that if I don't have to sit down and think about what I'm actually going to draw, I could just draw. Like, I don't have a blank page conundrum. Oh, excuse me. Anywho, another thing that's come up is that basically I'm shutting down my Etsy and my Patreon. Like I said before, I've got a bad habit of starting a bunch of different things, not really giving them the time that they need and the time that they deserve to actually grow into something. So I really need to just keep focused on a few things and not spread my energy too thin. So for now, I'm just gonna be working on my channel. I'm just gonna be doing my commission work. So instead of I'm really not going to try to make sellable content like, stickers or brush packs or any of that print on demand or other stuff like that, because it's gonna add too much to my plate right now, and I want to be able to give one specific thing the attention that it deserves. And I'll be honest, I kind of fell into that trap of trying and doing a lot of different things to make a quick buck, because we could all use a little bit of extra cash. But really, I just ended up putting a cart with no wheels, like miles ahead of the horse, and then I wondered why I wasn't making any money. But really, I think the hardest part about all of this is feeling like I have to catch up, and that I've been doing nothing but wasting my time in my 20s and in my early 30s. And sometimes it feels like it's too late to start making anything. You know what I mean? It's like I'm in a race against a clock, but it's like a clock I made up inside of my own head. And I think a part of that is to do with societal expectations, and that by your mid-30s you should already have a career on lock. But with the way previous generations did things is not the way us younger generations will be able to do things. So our timelines are definitely going to be a bit different on what our quote-unquote achievements or benchmarks or whatever you want to call them will be. And I have to realize that, this is my own story, and I shouldn't compare how I'm doing things to how other people are doing things. And really it's because, their life is totally different from my life. How one person does a thing is going to be different from another person, which is going to be different from another person. And you could say that even for people who are in similar situations, even then it's still going to be, there's going to be differences either way. So really, I just have to compare myself to how I was doing things then and how I'm doing things now, and course correct as needed. And yeah, there's still definitely some internal battles with negative self-talk and rationalizations, shouldn't do this, or you're not good enough to do that, those kind of things. But I'm still choosing to work more on this channel. I'm still choosing to work more on my craft. There's definitely been days, even yesterday, day before, I really didn't feel like, working on anything, and I could feel myself sliding back into my time wasting habits, which, little side note here, I actually put timers. I put app timers on my phone so I can't sit on my phone all day long. Okay, I put timers on YouTube and I put timers on Reddit. I think I only gave myself an hour for each one of those. Once those hours are up, no more scrolling through Reddit or YouTube on my phone. And yeah, sometimes you have to kind of put blinders on for yourself. Now, granted, I kind of get around that a little bit when I'm on the computer, because guess what? I can still look at when I'm on the computer on my desktop, YouTube and Reddit. But I'm at least a little bit more thoughtful about my screen time usage. It takes a lot of effort to overcome that resistance and avoidance. Sometimes it gets so bad where I will literally avoid work by doing other work. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, I can't record this video right now. I have to go do my laundry. Or, oh, well, I gotta go clean the kitchen. Or, oh, I gotta go do this. Or I gotta go do that. And it's like, well, yes, you are being productive, quote unquote, but you're still avoiding the hard work of your project, the hard work of the labor that will move you forward in what you want to work on. And it's like, I feel like it's ripping myself free of a tar pit sometimes. Like ripping myself off the couch and in here into my office to sit down and record a video, or sit down, work on my commission. And it's like it's so bizarre. It's like a mental sludge that's holding me back. Or I'll feel like taking a nap. I think a part of it is it makes me want to take a nap. It's really weird. It is very weird. But now I can put eyes on it. Gaining that awareness of my avoidant and bad habits is what's gonna help me overcome it. But I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna keep trying. And I want to say that if any of y'all are dealing with the same thing of overcoming that resistance to doing the hard work on the project that you want to do, I think you can do it. I know I really don't know any of you guys out there. I'm probably still talking into the void for a lot of people, but you know what I mean? I think y'all can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If y'all are trying to pull yourselves out of your own tar pits, just know you're not alone in that, and that you have to have the courage to face your challenges head on. But I believe you can do that. It's a really bit cheesy. It does take a lot of courage, but it will, to chase something that you actually want to do. So you just gotta dig deep and you just gotta haul yourself out of your own tar pit. And it's that mental tar pit that traps you. I made that promise to myself. I'm not gonna let myself down anymore. Make that promise to yourself. Don't let yourself down anymore. You can do it. All right? So anyway, that's all I got for now. I hope you all have a great night. It's nighttime for me. And have a great week. And whatever y'all do get into, I hope it goes well for you. And till next time, I'll catch you here or there or anywhere. But, I'll see y'all later. Bye.